Hello and welcome. So good to have you all with us. I just want to do a quick check to make sure that everyone can hear me okay. If you could just pop a little message just to say if you can hear me. Really wonderful to have you all with us here today. I've got some fantastic content to share with you. If you can hear me okay, I'd love for you just to pop a message into the chat. Great, okay. Hi Marika, hey Kenneth, fantastic. All right, excellent, wonderful. Fantastic, okay. So just a couple of tips just whilst people are joining. What device you're on. If you're on a PC, I just invite you to close any windows, any applications you've got open that you don't need. Webinars tend to use quite a lot of bandwidth, so it will help if it'll help to get the best out of this if you close some things. Being careful not to close this window, of course. Also, hello guys, great to see you all here. Thank you for your messages. Good evening and welcome. Yes, we've got people joining from all over the world. Fantastic. Really pleased to have you here with us today. Yes, so please feel you're most welcome to chat and speak as you come in. If you've got any questions, you just got some pieces that you'd love to share, then I will try and get to the questions as much as I can. Just to let you know, this webinar is not about us making sales. This webinar is about us providing you with fantastic, really valuable content. There is something really special that is going to happen at the end that I would love for you to stay for. I know everybody says that in webinars, and you've got to stay to the end, but it's because we have really valuable content for you. So please do wait for the end. So let's dive in. So we're looking at tonight about bringing an online course into your business. We're looking about bringing automation into your business, and we're looking at ways in doing that are straightforward and easy, because a lot of what puts us off as business owners, whether you've tried bringing an online course into your business before, there's the fear that it takes months to write it, to research it, to shoot it, and then all the technology that's involved, and it tends to put us off. Or we get stuck and we think nobody's actually going to want this, and we end up not publishing anything. So this is a really effective way of getting an online course into your business really quickly, and also a highly effective way of linking all the automation together. So we're going to look at those things. And just a note on online courses. Part of what we're looking at here is, rather than bringing an online course into our business purely to create automated income and to make our lives easier, but we're also bringing a valuable digital asset into our business that is going to create leverage that allows us to extend the reach that we have as light workers and as heart-centered business owners. And it becomes a foundation that we become known for in our business. And done in the way that we're going to show you here this evening, you can create a really transformational digital course in your business. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about who I am and what Inluminance is and why Inluminance was founded. I'm going to go into, give you a bit of insight as to why you should be listening to me. I'm going to share a bit about my story and how I've got to here and how it is that I can support you. So I've got to tell you, the e-learning market, the global e-learning market, is increasing 7.5% every year at the moment. By 2023, it will have increased by $65 billion to $275 billion worldwide. The e-learning market right now is really taking hold as a very well-established way of us training and teaching people. And there are, we are not, we haven't missed the bandwagon. We are very, very much on track. And right now, what's really, really exciting is the technology and the way that we can actually deliver our content and the automation, all the pieces. Because this growth is happening, it means that we are in the perfect time to really monopolize on where the market is. And one other thing I'll say about online courses is also there are statistics out there where the completion rate of online courses can be very low sometimes, and it tends to put people off and think, well, how can I actually how can I create something that has the same effect that I have when I teach in person? And what about these statistics that I'm hearing that people don't finish online courses? Well, we've got to think about the statistics run across the whole of the world. So a lot of the times in schools, people that are online courses, sometimes they haven't really chosen to be on that online course. Sometimes people buy into an online course and they don't have the right support, they don't have the right community, and the way in which the course is delivered just doesn't create a personal investment for people. And so what we're going to look at tonight is a methodology that will support you in creating something really, really quite profound. And there is a wonderful Indian gentleman who's the CEO of edX, who are suppliers of online courses all over the world, a man called Anant Agarwal. And he is doing some fantastic research in the world right now. And what he's finding is, and there's lots of other people doing similar research, is if we can see someone's eyes and we can see non-verbal cues, and we can experience someone speaking to us, then we engage emotionally, we learn, we can get just as much value and transformation as we can offline as we can online. Okay, in some instances, maybe that's a bold statement, but what's happening in the world is they're realizing that on screen, we can get a lot of transformation, and online learning works very, very well. And Anant is doing some amazing things where he's going into India, into very impoverished areas of India where teachers don't feel safe to go and teach. And they're fitting screens into the walls of villages where kids can come along and they can just learn and watch a teacher teaching. And they're getting amazing results. He then goes and interviews the kids and tests them and sees how things are going. And it works, it works, it works. So, okay, there's something else I was going to say there. I can't remember what it was. We're going to jump straight in. All right, so I'd like to just talk a little bit about perhaps why you're here. So I know there are some typical reasons of usually why you guys are interested in bringing an online course into your business. And just to say, I've got a monitor above the camera there. So if you see me looking up, the monitor's showing me what you can see up there, and then I've got my laptop in front of me and the camera there. So some of the reasons that you might be here today, and typically these are the key reasons that we find people are usually here. So there's typically another level that you want to be working at. In other words, there's a call to evolve. And if you are dependent in your business on one-to-one sessions and in-person trainings, and you just don't have the freedom to enable you to focus on higher products, to aspire to greater things within your business, then it's an opportunity to get some sort of automation and some way of creating leverage in your business that's going to allow you to evolve and allow you to work at another level. Another one is, as I just said, the dependency on in-person sessions as core turnover and the lack of freedom that this causes. And the need for automation in our businesses. So we're aware that we need automation in our businesses, and we're conscious of all of these developments that are happening in the industry. But how do I manage that, and how do I actually integrate that into my business? So these might be some of the reasons that you're here today, and we're very much going to look into those reasons. It may be all of the above. There may be other reasons, and I'd love for you to share and tell me perhaps some of the reasons that you are here today. So why Inluminance? why was Inluminance founded, and who am I, and how is it that I can really support you today? So I'm just going to swap back to, so you can see me here. So, my name's Willow McIntosh. I'm the founder of Inluminance, and I grew up here in Sussex in the UK. I had what seemed from the outside a very idyllic upbringing. We had a big house. I went to a very expensive school. But when I was very, very young, I had a very, very high sensitivity to what I will term an energetic love. And I mean love with a capital L. So I had this sensitivity. And as light workers, you're going to understand what I mean. I had this ability to really tune in to what felt like to me this purposeful force that was in everything. And as a child, there was nothing more exciting to me than being with people who were in their authenticity, aligned with their purpose, and wanting to get up to things. And I could witness and see the change that this would make in this energy and how that actually raised vibration. And that for me as a child was the most important thing in the world to me. But what happened during my childhood is that was very much squashed in me. So in my school, as I was growing up, there was no emotional reality for me. And that part of myself got squashed and squashed and squashed down. And by the time I was 18, I had completely lost track of who I was and what I was doing. And I actually left school and I embarked on a 7-year journey abroad where I went heavily into meditation. I learned from many, many different teachers all over the world. I did lots and lots of deep soul work, lots of initiation work. And it was a big step to make, the choice of making that step as a 20-year-old, and rather than going to university with all of my friends, I knew that I had to reconnect with this part of myself that I'd lost. And to be honest with you, I couldn't really remember exactly what it was anyway, but I knew there was something really missing. And when I came back from that period abroad, I always knew that I was going to be a business owner. I always knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur in some ways. And I got into the real estate industry, the property industry, and I formed a business that utilized automation in the property industry. And I did really well. And I took the business up to 7 figures in quite a short period of time. And then when the credit crunch came, it all switched off literally overnight. And then I was left starting again, literally with nothing. And it was at that moment that I really started to realize again what it was I'm here to do and how I can really be of service here. And I started to tune in and I started to get all these epiphanies and understandings and this realization that actually my role here and my service here is to facilitate and to support light workers to truly take ownership of what it is they are here to do, who it is they are here to serve, and how I can support them in creating leverage and automation in their business. So from that period forth, I then did a great deal of work in working with light workers, and I did a great deal of research and work in business automation. And so Inluminance has been formed as a result of that work. It's been a result of many, many years of research into how we work as light workers, how we best serve, and how we can actually create, as I say, leverage and automation in our business. So Inluminance is about supporting you guys and supporting light workers at large to be able to create a firm foundation that we can stand on to truly aspire to what it is we're here to do and who we are here to serve. So I hope that makes sense. There's, if that's lots of questions, then I'll be, most enthralled to hear your questions and interactions as we go. Okay. So that's a little bit about me, a little bit about Inluminance there. And so here we are. So one of the ways in which this manifested and the way in which this became one of the ways in which that I was able to support and facilitate light workers is with this example that I'd like to share with you. So Chris is, he's based here in the Sussex in the UK. And Chris approached me one day because he had a background in accountancy, and he was really, really excellent at processing people who would come to him in a pickle with their finances. He was very, very good at working out how to create order from the chaos that they were in. And he knew that he had the potential for something really, really special. So Chris is a very good example of how I was able to look into his business and see what exactly he's doing, who he's serving, and how we can actually expand on this and create leverage. So from his background in accountancy, he knew he had the capacity for success. And as I say, he knew he had this ability to support people in regaining control of their assets. So the process that we were able to put into his business is getting very, very clear on what the beliefs were that people had when they came to him and they approached him, and how he supported them in shifting their awarenesses through experiencing things that he was facilitating for them to come out the other end with a new belief and essentially a new world of order and financial stability again. And so understanding this process and by creating this automation in his business, we were able to create a process that really created this leverage. And after a 12-month period of Chris and I working together, we were on a train together in a busy carriage, and we were sitting opposite each other, and we were both looking at our phones. And suddenly I heard this shriek, and I looked up, and Chris was standing up looking at his phone with his arms in the air going, "I've done it!" And he'd hit £1 million in his business. So it was an honor to be a part of that success, an absolute honor to be a part of that success. And it illustrates, when we get the processes right, when we truly understand what we are doing with our clients and how we serve them, when those are mixed together in automation, the results can be phenomenal. It's not to say that all of us can make £1 million in 12 months. It's not to say that what you're going to learn here this evening means that you can push a few buttons and you can make £1 million very quickly. Some of us can make £1 million much quicker, and some of us it takes longer. We're all different. So by teaching live, it comes alive. And this is how we can get things in place a lot more quickly. So what puts many of us off from creating an online course is the work that's involved, which I was mentioning earlier, all the preparation, the recording, all the tech and everything that goes together with it. So experience. If we can get experience early on in the process of creating a digital training in our business, it makes a huge, huge difference. So if we get our heads around the fact that we can enroll people onto a live version of our course, it really helps with the fear that no one's going to want what we're creating. And without this experience, we just get stuck and we don't complete the work. So we must trust our intuitive ability to teach in our businesses, in the work that we're doing with clients. In the way that we serve, we are essentially teaching, and we're creating transformation in people's lives. And so in trusting that we have this ability is a great step. And there are some really, really great benefits to teaching live. And it's going to make more sense exactly what I mean about teaching an online course live. I mean, how do you do that? How do you actually? What does that really mean? It'll become more clear as we go. Zoom is a fantastic platform for doing this. So Zoom, I'm sure you're familiar with it. Zoom is a video conferencing software that it's a bit like Skype. I'm sure that you're using it in your business at the moment. It's a really, really excellent way of teaching live. Teachers all over the world use Zoom to teach all sorts of trainings and courses in colleges and schools all over the world. It works really, really well, and it's a fantastic way to get lots and lots of clients in front of you live online. So all you need to be able to teach a course online live is just an outline of modules, exactly in the same way that a teacher a teacher goes into a class with a course outline, with a class outline. This is exactly the same way. As long as we have an outline, and one that can be designed really, really well, which we're going to come on to, you're able to very quickly get to the point where you've got paying clients coming on to registering to a course that you're going to be teaching them live with an outline. And Zoom has loads of training. It's got loads and loads of webinars. They're very, very good at supporting people in how to use Zoom for teaching. It's stable, it's reliable, and it records your sessions as you go. And this is a key part of it. So by recording the sessions as you go, if you were to do 12 modules, and by the way, more than 12 modules in a course is too much, it's overwhelming for people. So as you record your sessions as you go, it means that you come out with, at the end, a first draft of your online course. So there is a huge advantage to using Zoom in this way. Now, what I want to go into here is exactly, how do we get from not really knowing exactly what our course is going to be to having an outline, to then actually getting hold of our clients and saying, listen, I've got something really special that I would love for you to enroll in. I've got something really transformational for you. So the way in which we can make a course and a training really, really profound, and I invite you to take notes as you're going along here. There is what I term the perfect match, which is a transformational online course begins with the client. So to make a course transformational, it begins with the client. And this is going to make sense as we go. So what I'm about to introduce you to is not a usual way of how you might think an online course goes together. So I invite you to be open-minded with this and to just to take it on board and allow it to process. Allow yourself to think, okay, this could be quite an interesting method here, because used right, this is absolutely transformational. It is also possibly one of the greatest acts of love that we can ever do for our business and ever do for our clients. This process of creating an online course, it enables us to get very, very in tune with exactly who it is that we are here to serve, and also what it is that we're doing and how we can actually learn to bottle it. So our ideal clients, our clients in our business, are a version of ourselves. And I'm sure you've heard this before, but I really invite you to tune into that. Our ideal client is a version of ourselves. And perhaps we can be more honest about whether we really have our ideal clients in our business, whether we're serving our ideal clients, and whether we are working at the level that we know we're supposed to work at. And if we're not, this is an invitation to challenge that in your business, because essentially it's not serving you and it's not serving the people that you're serving properly. So our ideal client is a version of ourselves. Now, a deep understanding of our clients' belief evolution and awarenesses is what is possible for us in how we develop and design our online course. So I'll just read that again. A deep understanding of our clients' belief evolution and awarenesses, very similar to how I described Chris's business, of how our clients come to us and where their beliefs currently are, and the awarenesses that they need to have along the way that are going to shift their beliefs. And we all know, especially with the work that Bruce Lipton has done in the biology of belief, that our beliefs really determine our reality. And as light workers, we are very, very good at creating change in people's lives by challenging beliefs and inviting them to understand new and different awarenesses. So our course modules become a highly bespoke system of personal investment. And I mean personal investment from our client's point of view when it's designed in this way. Our course modules become a highly bespoke system of personal investment from our client's point of view. And this will apply to any training in any genre. Okay, here we go. You ready? The hero's journey. Who knew? So there's a lot of information on there, and I know that you're all reading it now. I know that many of you have heard of the hero's journey, and I would love to know, actually, how many of you have heard of the hero's journey and perhaps done any research into the hero's journey. So why the hero's journey, and what's the hero's journey got to do with online course design? So the hero's journey was identified, is probably the right word, by a guy called Joseph Campbell. And Joseph Campbell was a master storyteller. And what he identified, which is now what's known as the monomyth, that the hero's journey was a story that was coming up, the format of a story was coming up in many nations and in countless stories of all different types. And Joseph Campbell was doing a lot of work with Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud, and they all started to really brainstorm and tune into what this hero's journey essentially was. And so what Campbell realized was that when we embark on a particular, whether it's a new journey in our lives, there are a series of stages that we typically go through. And this can be used, and when it is used in course design, it means that the stages are extremely bespoke to the modules that we're creating in our course. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about what I mean by that. So Erich Neumann was arguably Carl Jung's probably best student. And what he said was the hero's journey is the successful development of human consciousness. The successful development of human consciousness. So as you look at that diagram, the hero's journey is typically where our soul is calling for us to do something. We're being called upon to make a change in our lives. Our circumstances in our lives are not working for us. And we leave our comfortable and familiar surroundings and we embark on an adventure. And as we go through this adventure, various different things happen at the various different stages. But if you look down the bottom where it talks about the abyss and the death and rebirth, this is what Erich Neumann was talking about, the successful development of human consciousness. Whenever any of us go through some kind of transformational experience in our lives, and all of us are on a hero's journey within our lives where we are essentially evolving. To be able to get from one point to the other, it means there has to be shifts at a subconscious level for us to be able to evolve. And typically that involves a great deal of pain and anguish for us, but we come out the other side really changed, right? All of us have gone through this, especially as light workers. And we are taking our clients through a very similar journey. And when we understand how we can use this in course design, this is how we can create something really special. I would like to introduce you to one of our esteemed Inluminance, members of the Inluminance team, Nick Bell. Now, Nick is a very special man, and he is extremely experienced and very passionate about the hero's journey. And Nick has a very interesting journey himself. Nick started out working in London as a very successful, working in a very successful sales team and leading and heading sales teams, and had a real breakthrough and a real revelation that his skill set and his abilities as a light worker, and this is a great indication of how we as light workers are in all industries, in all places, all around the world. And he realized that his skills and his abilities could be used in a different way to really support people in rolling in new ways, to start new things, to begin new adventures. And his ability within sales took on a whole different mindset and a different reality for him. And he began working with a company called James Cook Media. And Nick, over the last 5 years, he's researched and developed the hero's journey in course design processing with over 5,000 people in the last 5 years. We're not sure whether it's 5, we think it's possibly closer to 6,000 people. So in working alongside with James Cook Media, they were able to design a process that supported people coming into this business and how they came through the processes within the company in terms of creating marketing campaigns and how they actually create and how they actually make their marketing campaigns extremely effective. And so through speaking to all of these thousands of people that came through the business on the hero's journey of James Cook Media, Nick was able to create this development and research. And as a result of that, facilitated the client journey process with James Cook Media and took them to £1.5 million in sales with a sales team of 14 in under 9 months. And that is an indication of just how powerful this methodology is when we use it to understand the evolution of how our clients go, the evolution of our clients' beliefs from one side of the journey to the other side of the journey. I know there's going to be a lot of questions about this, and I'm going to talk more about this, and I would love to interact with you more and make sure this is making sense. But bear with me, it will come. So essentially, the hero's journey is a sequence of stages that we all go through when we embark on any new journey in our lives, or you can map it over the journey that we're taking. It just works. So essentially what we're doing is we map what beliefs our clients have at different stages of our own process within our business. The new beliefs are triggered by new awarenesses. So this evolution of beliefs that are happening. So for instance, in Chris's business, where he's got people who are in a mess and they need his support to create order in their lives, there is a series of beliefs that they need to have about themselves and their situation as they go, which can only be created by triggering new awarenesses, which come about through experiences that they have. So as course designers and as light workers especially, we are able to support and trigger these experiences in our clients' journey as they go through our course to enable them to shift from belief to belief. So we build our course modules with these awarenesses. And this is what creates transformation for our clients. It is a profound methodology, and one that we actually it comes with responsibility, because it's incredibly powerful, because we are really dialing into exactly how exactly where our clients are, and the influence that we can have on them as a result is enormous. And the reason that we can do this so intimately is because our clients are a version of ourselves. We have been through the journey that we typically teach in our businesses as light workers. So we know it inside out. So I'm just going to tune in for a moment. Okay, excuse me. All right, so there's more to be said about the hero's journey, and as I say, I'm really looking forward to interacting with you guys. If you do have any questions, and you seem to be just taking it on board. Okay, there are. Okay, great. You guys, you're reading the Hero with 1,000 Faces as we speak. Hat off to you. That's amazing. What a, yeah. I have read parts of it. I am always referring to it. It is an incredibly complex book in terms of, it's just like an onslaught of symbology in a way. Fantastic. And actually, Christopher Vogler, I don't know if you've heard of him. He became a consultant for Hollywood, for George Lucas, who created Star Wars around the hero's journey, and he made things make a lot more sense. He reduced the amount of stages to 12 stages, and wrote a book called The Writer's Journey, which really simplifies things. Okay, so Great, you guys are loving this. I really love your messages. If I can't get to all your questions, I will do my best at the end to come through all these. So this is really great. Okay, if you're having trouble with the connection, yes, there will be a replay. Yes, you'll get an automatic link. You'll get a link to the replay of the webinar in 24 hours. So when there's a copyrighted module, I'm gonna come to these questions. I am gonna come to these questions. I just don't want to lose too much momentum with where we are. Okay, these are great questions. Great questions. All right. Okay, so let's just have a look at how do we enroll people onto our course. So let's say we've got an outline for our course. So if our course is based, as best as we can within the methodology that we're talking about, we know that we have something that is really, really valuable. And we know through this process very much where our clients are and how we can best describe to them what it is that we really have to offer them, which really helps with enrollment on the course. And the best way, which I'll come to it in a moment, but the best way to enroll on our course is obviously your existing client base. So clients that you are that you currently work with. So obviously there's going to be people that are going to be very excited to hear about the fact that you're launching an online course, which is very much the culmination and bottles what you do. So you're going to have people already hungry to enroll. But the best way to enroll clients is using a webinar. Webinars are an excellent way to enroll people on the course, and they're recommended by many leading online course creators. And you may think to yourself, webinar, what does that mean? I don't even understand what that is. Like, how do I know what it is? Because you're on one, but how on earth do I actually put that together and organize it? And oh my goodness. A webinar is simply like a room where you're going to be presenting and teaching something, and you're inviting people to join you in that room, exactly in the same way that it's happened here. So you've essentially just been given a link to a live online room, and I'm speaking to camera, and then you guys are able to watch it on your screen. But there are some real advantages to using webinars to enroll on your course, and they're great fun. So your students experience you firsthand. So this is a great way, firstly, to practice what you're talking about, or what you're going to be talking about on your modules. Your students get to experience you firsthand, which is important. So they're able to get a taste of what it is like working with you and witnessing you teach. And we're able to share our story, so students can relate to it themselves. Now, story is such an incredibly powerful medium. All sorts of parts of our brain light up when we're learning, when we listen to stories, especially from people that we know we're going to be learning from. And so being able to share our story and how our students relate to it themselves is really important. And webinars are a great way to do that. So you're able to share the reason that you teach, a bit like I spoke about earlier, my journey and why Inluminance is formed, and why I'm so passionate about creating leverage for light workers to help with the evolution of this amazing world that we're in. And so webinars are a great way to do this. And also we answer the question, what's in it for them? Why should I invest my time and my money in working with you? And again, we can do that very clearly on a webinar. There's also a chance to taste your content, obviously, and what you're going to be teaching. A webinar is essentially teaching live. So as I just mentioned, it's a great way to practice and actually get it out there and see what happens and get feedback from your clients as well. And feedback from your clients is another very important element, which I'm going to talk about more in a moment, and something that teaching live really gives you. So you can captivate your audience and you can provide value. So webinars are a fantastic way to actually get a great deal of value over to your clients. And people get to experience you, which is very important. Okay, so let's talk about what is probably just as exciting for me as the hero's journey within course design. Automating your business, goodness me, you know, for some of us it just sounds terrifying. But for me and us at Inluminance, we really, really love this stuff. And it's possible, and you can do it without losing your mind along the way. Typically, as heart-centered business owners, dealing with technology and our business is often an inhibiting challenge and stops us from really wanting to take it any further. So there are always various elements that we need to bring together in a business. So I imagine at the moment you will have some sort of autoresponder, you'll have a CRM, no doubt, you'll have a website, and currently, I mean, you probably have other automated pieces in your business. And I imagine what's happening at the moment is they're all with different providers, and you're having to work out how to link them all together. So that's typical. So, but either way, there are various elements that we need to bring together. And when we bring an online course into our business, there are more elements that we're going to need to link together. And don't worry, we're going to get to something that's going to be very interesting. So an online course feels like we're just going to need even more bits of technology to put together. Something else that puts us off. But business automation is what we are looking to achieve. You know, as we've talked about why that's so important. So we need an all-in-one platform. And there are all-in-one platforms out there at the moment. And I'd love to know, actually, if any of you guys are using an all-in-one platform at the moment, such as ClickFunnels, perhaps Kajabi, maybe Entreport, HubSpot, Builderall. If you guys have any experience of working with those, I'd love to know if that's currently implemented in your business at the moment. So, but you know, so why an all-in-one platform? So why have an all-in-one platform rather than all these other bits? So it avoids the cost and hassle of getting many different providers linked and working together. So rather than having, you know, Aweber, Infusionsoft, or whatever, you know, Zoho and the various different bits and bobs talking to each other, usually via Zapier. Having an all-in-one platform means that everything is under one roof and all of it talks to each other automatically. So there are lots of these coming onto the market at the moment, as I just mentioned, those 5. I'd like to introduce you to Frank Kern. Frank Kern is arguably the most sought-after internet marketing consultant on the planet. And he is pretty special. And he is the co-developer of Kartra. I am very excited to be talking to you about Kartra. So what is Kartra? So Kartra is it's one dashboard that provides all the functions that you need. So those functions, landing pages that you need to list what it is that your course does, all the benefits and the features. It includes email marketing, so you can send automated emails to your clients for enrollment, for nurturing, for to interact in course content. It provides an integrated shopping cart, so you can, shopping cart is not the right word for it. It's the way in which Kartra manages all of these elements is absolutely groundbreaking. So you can manage all of your payments. You can integrate. There's many integrations of ways that you can take money. The analytics and the dashboard within it are absolutely groundbreaking. You can incorporate a help desk and live chat into your website. So it's similarly, the whole of Inluminance is running on Kartra. When you go onto the Inluminance website, you'll see down in the bottom right-hand corner, there is our help desk. It says need help. It's a little blue box. When you open that then gives you access to our help desk, which is all linked within Kartra. It's very easy to get this set up. If you wanted other people to sell your courses for you, then you can have affiliates, and Kartra will manage all of that. And the membership sites, this is what is really exciting about Kartra. Is the membership sites is essentially a portal where you can you can put the content of your online course. And when people enroll through your marketing funnel, through your cart, and they pay, you can then drip feed when you want to, what content you want to see when. And I'm going to talk about more about this in a minute. And it's essentially a website for your online course that is all within Kartra, and everything talks to everything else within it. It's groundbreaking. It's a newcomer in the market, and it is a real pleasure to use. And there's something about it that is just perfect for us as light workers, because it has a very, very intuitive dashboard, and it's designed to support the people that it serves, but it's also designed for us that are using it and managing it. I cannot recommend Kartra enough. It is really, really effective for bringing an online course into our business and for the whole thing to automate itself. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to challenge you a little bit as well. So do you see that getting a workable version of a digital course into your business can be done easily if you have the right guidance? And having this digital asset in your business will provide you with the automation that you need, or the automation that you need will come into your business as a result. So do you now see that getting a workable version of a digital course into your business can be done easily with the right guidance? And having this digital asset in your business will provide you with the automation that you need. So I'd like to go back to perhaps some of the reasons that you're here, and how, whilst this is obviously, by the end of this, there's no reason why you couldn't go away and actually start to implement some of these things in your business. And through my experience of facilitating light workers, I want to invite you to tune into the fact that you can actually get this going in your business. So you're serious about making this change within your business, because not only is it life-changing for you, but it is also life-changing for the people that you serve, and how much impact and leverage that you can actually have within your business. It makes a huge, huge difference. So the feeling of uncertainty we're talking about, there is something important, an important move to be made, but you've not known how to make it, essentially. This feeling of being stuck, that your business is in control of you. And by starting to implement some of these techniques and testing to see how for you can start to implement a live and try a live version of your course to clients is possible. It's something that you can actually get moving. And this feeling of being held back, that you are unable to have the freedom to satisfy every area of unrealized potential, and just to tune into what that means for you and the effect that it could have for you, especially over the next 5 years. And this feeling of wanting more, that you have a beautiful gift, an incredible part to play in this amazing evolution. And so this is just a little bit of a challenge for you to really start to think to yourself, hang on a minute, I could actually do this. I could start to look into what Kartra means, and I can start to practice and start to write a series of modules for my online course, and I can start to enroll people onto it. So this could well be a turning point for you. If you don't make a plan and start to implement some of these things into your business, then time runs away and you end up in the same place that you were in the same place next year. Or you 100% commit to delivering your live version of your online training to paying clients this year. This is my challenge and my invitation for you guys. So I would like to introduce you, and I would like to invite you to the Inluminance online course training, and how it is that Inluminance actually provides this level of support to enable you to actually start to implement and bring these things into your business. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to talk about the various elements that we've talked about in more detail to help it to crystallize and make sense in how you can actually get this moving for yourself now. So the Inluminance training is the only one of its kind that specializes in training heart-centered business owners, the 6-pillar methodology in transformational digital course design. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. We facilitate you in teaching a live beta version or a live trial version of your course to paying clients. Whilst you're on the program, we actually build your online platform for you. So at the end, you have a fully automated system to enroll, market, and run your course through. What? So let me just say that again. So what this is this is an opportunity for you to learn the methodology that we teach about how to incorporate the hero's journey, which is actually a 6-pillar methodology, which I'll show you in a minute. Whilst you're learning how to overlay that onto what you do and how you serve your clients. And whilst you're doing that, you will actually be taking money whilst you're on the program. So you will be enrolling paying clients in preparation to teach this live, and we will support you in that entire process. Whilst that's happening, we will actually be building your platform in Kartra for you. All of your styling, all of your branding, everything that you would like to bring in terms of all of your various different pieces and the integration between the two, we will actually do that and build that for you. So this is it's basically a done for you service to enable you to get on with what it is that you would really like to be doing in your business in terms of getting this online course in place whilst we get this automation and platform. So Kartra, basically it's $89 per month, and that gives you up to 2,500 subscribers onto the platform, which is incredibly well priced, and it's much, much cheaper than linking many of the other different software providers. So you actually will own that. So we don't own your Kartra account for you. At any stage, you can basically, at the end of the program, if you want to then, go by yourself and run and manage Kartra and look after everything yourself, then you can do that at any stage. So we just you open the account in your name, but then we just actually build and create all of those elements that I showed you whilst you're taking money and learning how to teach this live. I'm so excited about how this works. It works incredibly well. So the program will provide you with a profound understanding of your client journey, which I'm sure you're getting a taste of that from what we've been talking about so far. You're going to come away with a groundbreaking course outline, a recorded version of your online course, which is fully tested by paying clients, and you get a fully automated platform from which to sell and deliver your online course. I know you're going to have 1,000 questions about, well, what exactly what does that look like? And I'm going to come to that in a moment. So you will have a fully integrated marketing funnel from which to actually enroll new clients into your Kartra system for your online course. We're going to show you how to integrate the webinars into your business and how you can set up and run webinars for your business. And as I said, all of your styling and your branding, we will bring all of that into your online platform. So your landing pages, your logo and everything, we will actually do all of that work for you within Kartra. And you have access and control over Kartra completely. We are just essentially putting all the pieces together that you simply need for an online course and the other elements of how your business is currently running right now. So we will fully support the switch from your current setup into Kartra. And ongoing support. Our support, probably one of our highest values here at Inluminance, is how we can best support light workers and heart-centered business owners. And I think that's probably coming across. So this is not by any means a matter of us building something for you, you doing a live version of course, and then just handing everything to you and wishing you well on your way. Neither is it during the process of you having to try to work out what you're doing without being able to engage with us on an ongoing basis, a continuous basis, whatever challenges you're having. So we are able to really, really support you along throughout this journey. And that is something that is incredibly important to me, especially because I know how important that is. And I know the difference it makes when you have really, really world-class support. And the community of inquiry. So the community of inquiry is such a cool element of what makes online courses transformational. And for you guys to be able to have this community of inquiry. So a community of inquiry is when we are learning something together. So if we're all learning something from a teacher and then we get together and we discuss it, we talk about it and we try things out, that is what's known as a community of inquiry, which is it's a pedagogical teaching technique. And so that is something that we very, very much support and incorporate within Inluminance to make sure that you have the community around you of other people doing exactly the same thing to help you learn and incorporate, especially with the 6-pillar training. So what does this actually look like? What does that mean? And what does it actually look like? So, whoa, that looks like a lot of information. I'm gonna talk it through with you. So what do I mean by the 6-pillar avatar training? So this 6-pillar avatar training, what it's doing is it is enabling you to understand your client's process, what the process that you're going through, is profoundly, to such an extent that when you overlay this onto your online course, it's transformational. So it starts with the avatar. So we start with a very, very deep dive into the current position that your avatar is in right now. And we have an extensive document that's really cool to do. It's such an act of love to really understand and dive into exactly where your client is right now, where they are in the world, knowing what it is, where it is you're going to take them. And this is the first and essential first part of the pillar. Moving into the empathy map, we then create a map of how our clients are influenced by internal influences and external influences. And this, again, is a very, very important part of knowing how our clients respond in this way in relation to the design of our course. So then the hero's journey is then the stages of the process that we know our clients are going to be going through. The chain of beliefs is how these beliefs that our clients are experiencing at the different stages of their hero's journey, and the evolution of those beliefs as they start to have different awarenesses and different experiences that we're going to be bringing them with the content of the course. And that's what leads into the path of increasing awareness. So the increasing awarenesses are the awarenesses that need to happen for our client to evolve in their belief system. And once we have that as a structure, we then have our course modules. And that looks a little bit like this. Goodness me, that looks incredibly busy. So I know you're going to be trying to read that. You're welcome to read it. Please don't think I'm showing it to you for you to read it. This is essentially what you end up with. So down on that left-hand column in the B's down there, those are the beliefs that our client are experiencing at the different stages of the hero's journey in relation to what it is that we're teaching. And as you go through, you track and predict, essentially, you work out by tuning in, because we are so aligned to our ideal clients, what the awarenesses are, the triggers that they need to have in the real world to shift to the experiences they need to have the awarenesses to shift their beliefs. And all of your course is then designed as a result of this information that you gather and create from the work that you do in the 6 pillars. It's so cool. I cannot explain to you how amazing this is. it's one of the most moving experiences I've personally been through when I've done this for my own business. It's profound, and it's what makes the difference between a mediocre course and a course that changes people in a very, very positive way. So, wow, that was a lot of information on there. Sorry if you guys were in the middle of reading it. I'd love to talk a little bit more because I'm conscious of the time and I don't want to obviously I know you guys are very, very busy. So what does this all look like in Kartra? You know, how does it work? So when you've actually got your videos that you have recorded on Zoom, when you have done the live run through of your course to paying clients, the videos are then uploaded into the membership site or your online course portal. And that's an example of what it looks like in Kartra. So down in the left-hand corner, that would be you, a picture of you. That's an example of the video. Then you would have text, and then you'd have your modules along the top. And when people actually pay to enroll onto your course, they would then get login details and access to this area. And in there, they obviously go through the modules, and you can decide when they are allowed to access the next module. You can even see who has watched which videos and how far they've got into the videos. The automation within Kartra is just amazing, which is what makes it so great for the delivery, enrollment, and creation of online courses. So you're able to literally see what everyone is doing as they're going through your content. It's so cool. It's so cool. So you get fully optimized landing page design. So your landing pages, as you know, is a way for someone to be able to read through and see all the features and the benefits of what your course is going to be providing them. And then at the bottom of it, you may well have a link for them to make a payment, or you may have an opt-in box for them to be able to call you and speak to you, or perhaps to enroll onto a webinar to get more information. So these landing pages everything is influenced by Frank Kern. So all of the layout and the style, there's examples of copy. And if you were to do it yourself within Kartra, but we actually would do this all for you. So as you go through those 6 pillars, you start to get very, very clear on exactly what it is you need to say on these landing pages. And then we just put it across, and we develop and build this for you as you go. Kartra's now got an integrated calendar, which is amazing. So I don't know if any of you right now are using Calendly. Calendar, for instance, is a way for people to go onto your calendar and then book a call with you for a one-on-one session. So within Kartra and in this instance, this is great for when people need extra coaching or simply to book one-on-one coaching sessions. And everything is integrated. So Kartra knows when someone's registered onto your calendar, you can automate all of the emails that you want to send them. It's just incredibly well linked in the back end of it to provide so much use, which it just makes our life easier, and it makes our clients' experience of our business that much better, which is so important. And here's an example of an email marketing sequence, this is actually one of the sequences in Inluminance for our calendar. So again, I'm sure you're looking at it thinking, what is that? Or perhaps you're already familiar with this. But essentially, if you think about an example of when a client may want to go to your calendar and book a call. You may send a link to them in an email to the calendar, but they may not open that email. Or they may open the email, but they may not click on the link. Or they may click on the link, but they don't actually book a slot in your calendar. And there could be various reasons for that. Perhaps they're too busy to open the email. So this sequence basically automates the whole thing. So it will say, okay, you haven't opened the email, so you can send a lovely email to say, did the email come to you? Were you able to open the link? If you can't find a slot that's open, then please contact us and we'll work out another way of speaking to you. All of that is done completely automatically, and these sequences can be set up for anything. So here is the help desk. So this is actually the Inluminance help desk. So we set up a help desk on your website for you, so your clients can contact you. There is a live chat option, but obviously you would need someone overseeing that live chat option. So that's an example of the help desk. Exactly, I mean, that is actually the Inluminance help desk, all set up within Kartra. And again, the payment and the checkout and payment and processing. So again, it's all linked, and all of Kartra is talking to everything else in Kartra. So it knows who's paid what, whether they're on a monthly payment for your course, and it integrates with PayPal, with Stripe, so you can easily get paid for your training. 997 is just an example of a course price. Your price could be much, much more. Your course price, it could be less. It really depends. And again, this will come clear as you come through the 6-pillar training, and we'll really advise you with that. So this then comes to the automation, the analytics. So Kartra, the analytics in it is just amazing. So you can get a very, very clear monthly report from us as to who's done what within the business, who's enrolled, who hasn't enrolled, and what everybody is doing within the system. It's incredibly well designed. And don't worry about these numbers on there. I know it says 1.5 million recipients and it only says $3,000 in revenue there. This is just an example of how the analytics look, and that's just an example of one of the one of the lists of analytics that's available. It's incredibly well designed. So essentially, at the end of it, you get a full online process to sell your course. That's essentially what you come out with at the end. You get a journey that your clients go through when they first find you, find your landing page to pay, to come through, to get access to your course. The whole journey is developed by us for you. But it's all done step by step. So if you're sitting there thinking, what this is like, that sounds like an awful lot that's going on. That full process happens over a period of 6 months. So, and it's done step by step. And when you deliver and design your own courses, it must be delivered and designed step by step. There must be a tangible outcome that your students can relate to, understand, and know that they're going to get at the end of it. And as I say, around 12 course modules is the maximum. So the steps are the avatar training, which we've talked about. Those are the 6 pillars, how that then overlays into your course design, how you then enroll paying clients. So you will be enrolling, as I say, you will be taking money whilst you're on the program, which more than covers the cost of the program. And we're going to train you and support you in teaching your content live, and then how you actually develop this into your polished course at the end. So the great advantage of leading a trial version of your course is at the end of it, you have all of this feedback from everybody who's been through it. This worked really well for me. I really would have loved to have seen this in it. And maybe if lots of people are saying to you, I would have loved to have seen this in it, then you know that needs to be included in the course. So what this means is all of this data that you're getting from live ideal clients, when it comes to actually shooting and creating the polished version of your course that you're going to be delivering to the public, you know that it's been tried and tested, it works really well. So we will then support you in actually developing and creating the polished online course, which eventually will run automatically. So that's when you have an evergreen course where people are able to enroll automatically through your automated system. Yes, they're going to need support, and yes, they're going to need management, but essentially the content of your course will come to a point where it just works because you've tested it. If one other thing, so I have a great deal of experience with WordPress, and we do, our team in general does in Inluminance. So if you need a WordPress, if you need a new website, if perhaps you're fed up with your website, it's not working properly, it doesn't really look right, perhaps it's a bit old, we are able to integrate a WordPress website into your business, which will incorporate everything that you're currently doing and your online course. And WordPress is a fantastic platform. 30% of the websites online at the moment run on WordPress. NASA uses WordPress, M&S uses WordPress. It's a really fantastic stable, and it links perfectly well, really, really well with Kartra. Kartra and WordPress love working together. It all integrates really, really well. And so we work with Avada. Avada is a particular theme provider, which is possibly one of the best themes on the market at the moment. I've used it for years. I've used it for many, many clients' websites, and it's amazing. You can build any website looking in any way using Avada. It's very, very easy to use. And once you, for you to be able to make changes yourself to your own website, it's incredibly intuitive. And Avada has 45 different themes to choose from across many, many different businesses and genres. It's a fantastic system. So that's something that we can incorporate in for you as well. Okay, so just to sum up, if this is resonating with you, if you're thinking to yourself, do you know what, I've got to a point now where I would love to have support in this. I'm ready to develop and bring an online course into my business. If this is resonating with you, I'm very, very interested to speak to you. So just to run through it again, it's going to provide you with a profound understanding of your client journey, probably one of the most important things that you will ever do in your business. A groundbreaking course outline, a recorded version of your online course fully tested by paying clients, a fully automated platform from which to sell and deliver your online course that we will build for you, a fully integrated marketing funnel from which to enroll new clients, which is all part of Kartra. We will show you how to integrate webinars into your business, which again, all links and talks with Kartra. In fact, this platform here is running on Webinar Jam, the webinar that you're looking at here, and Webinar Jam and Kartra are owned by the same company, Genesis Digital. And we show you how to integrate those two elements together. And we will do that for you. All of your styling and branding, as I mentioned before, will come into the platform. So everything that you've currently got, how everything looks in your business. A full support with a switch from your current setup and everything that you've got running at the moment into Kartra. Ongoing support. As I mentioned, the support that we provide is really important to us, that it works very well for you. And the community of inquiry, so the community of people that you work with as you go along. Okay, so, and yes, the final piece, the polished version for your public launch. So we will support you in actually creating the polished version that you're going to give to your course, and to the public, sorry. And there's three essential ways of course design, whether of different media, whether it's just slides that you use, slides and audio where you're speaking over slides, or whether it's a mix of video and slides, or whether it's just video that you're teaching. So we will show you how to work with the medium for your course that best suits your clients and how you teach. So what's the next step? We're very close to the end. Thank you so much for being here all the way through here. I think you are all still here. So the next step is simply to book a call with us. If this is resonating with you and you're thinking to yourself, I would really, really love to talk more about this, then I invite you just to add your email address into the chat box, and also to visit this link, which I'm just going to put into the chat box for you. And this means that you can book a call with us. And what we are able to do is then speak to you in detail about how we might be able to support you, what you've currently got set up, what your expectations are, and how we can actually get this rolling and moving along for you. So if this is sounding good, there is the link to book a call with us. And as I say, I'd love for you to just to pop your email address into the chat, just in case you can't find a convenient time to call, or if we lose track of you in some way, then we can email you and talk to you. So if this is sounding good, as I say, please pop your email address into the chat box and go ahead and actually book a slot onto our calendar. So did that link come across to you? Is it showing in your link box, the link to the calendar? I don't know if you're able to see that link. Yes, it's there. Okay. Yes, great. So thank you, Ida. Great, got your email address there. Really excited. Please do go ahead and click the link and have a look and book a slot in our calendar to speak. Would absolutely love to speak to you. Nick's just saying he can't recommend that book highly enough. I know, Nick, you're talking about the writer's journey, I think. Yes, you are. I can't recommend that book highly enough, though. The hero's journey is encoded into the universe. Beautiful. Absolutely right. And the writer's journey seems to map it exquisitely. So it's a great resource to really get a grasp on how the hero's journey is so key in course design. Yes, and working. Great, Sigrid. Thank you. Yes, and working is what's that? Oh yes, thank you. That the link is coming through and it's working. Thank you. That's great. That's wonderful. Yes, I can see some of you are jumping straight in and booking calls. I'm so pleased. I'm really so excited to support you guys on getting this set up in your business. It makes such an enormous difference it makes all the difference in the world. And you know, it's just such an honor for us to be able to support you on your journey as light workers. Ninette, wonderful, great to really great to. I'm really excited, to be able to speak to you soon about how we can support you in your business. Really wonderful. Okay, great stuff. So, I'm open for questions. I know we're actually in good time. An hour and a quarter is pretty good going. If you have any questions right now, I'd love to answer some questions for you. I'm just having a look through here to see if there's anything. Margareta, you're saying yes if you want automated. Very good. Oh, use Simplero. Okay. Thank you, Marika. Nicole, this looks like me trying to deal with technology head in hands. Yes, I know this is a challenge, but it's one that we can work through. Love the framework for the hero's journey for course creation, taking a client through a journey of transformation. Absolutely. Yeah, thank you, Nicole. And I'm great that you were able to watch the webinar okay on your iPad. Fantastic. Yeah, thanks again, Nick, for mentioning the hero's journey here. So if you guys, let me just scroll to the top of you guys. How to book the program? Yeah. So what we'll do, Ida, is if you book a call on the calendar link, then I will talk to you. We'll have a one-to-one video session where I can get a clear idea of where you are in your business, what it is that you're really hoping to achieve, and the best way that we can support you. So rather than me enrolling you straight away at this stage, I would much prefer just to get an overview and really get an insight as to where you are and how we can best support you. Because there's various different ways that we can work together to achieve this for you. So I love your enthusiasm, and it is super exciting. But please do book a link, book a time in the calendar. And if for some reason that you can't find a slot, then just as I say, I see that you've got your email and I'll contact you. Does that Does that work for you? Make sense? Great. Okay, wonderful. Very much looking forward to speaking to you. Okay, any other questions that I can answer for you? There was one question. Margareta, you asked, how do you connect with people that you are working with when it's standard? I don't quite understand what you mean there. What do you mean by standard? How do you connect with people that you are working with when it's standard? Are you able to, I don't know if you're still on, Margareta. Please do book a call. If I can ask anything, if I can answer anything for you in person, then book a call and we can discuss things for you. I'm sorry, I don't quite understand your question. I do beg your pardon. What if there's a copyrighted module that one has to follow that is not allowed to be bent into other course modules? Okay, that's a very, very good question. I think probably the answer to that is, so I probably need a bit more. It sounds like we need to talk. I probably need a bit more information around what you mean like that. If it's a copyrighted module, do you mean that that's a module that someone else has written that you would like to use within your course module? Then there are ways of doing that. There are ways of, if I understand what you mean correctly, then there's ways of perhaps speaking to the person that's written the content and whether you're allowed to incorporate it into your modules, or whether you're allowed to mention, if you attribute the content to their name, then typically, then often you're allowed to use copyrighted content in that way. I think that's what you mean. But again, I'd love to talk to you in more detail. So please do give me a call. And book a call. Okay, so I think that kind of covers everything right now. I'm so glad you guys are really appreciating this. It really is a fantastic system, especially the hero's journey. And so I'm so pleased you guys have tuned into that, and it's resonating for you. Okay, so I think we're pretty much there. Yeah, I think so. So unless you guys have any other questions, as I say, I'm here to answer them. But please do go ahead and book a call, even if you would like some advice with where you are currently at in your business. I would love to support you. You know, just in terms of perhaps if you're struggling with your current technology at the moment, if perhaps you're trying an online course, you know, or if you would like to give it a go from what you've learned this evening, then I'd really love to support you in that process. You know, so even if you think perhaps the program is not necessarily right for you, it would please me no end to be able to support you in. Thank you, Sigrid. I got your email there. Thank you. I would love to support you in any way that I can. So please do book a call anyway, if I can support you. Thank you for your great, yes, I can see your email here. Thank you so much for being on the call, you guys. I really, really appreciate it. I hope it's been valuable for you. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff. So yes. So I hope you guys have been able to get through to the calendar and to be able to book calls on there, but it's very helpful to have your email addresses as well. And you know, if tonight you can't for some reason you can't book a call on the calendar, or you haven't been able to get your email address on here, then please just go to inluminance.com, and in the bottom right hand corner you will find the help desk, and there on the help desk you will find the access to be able to support us, to write us an email. Sorry, I was trying to do two things at once there. I'll just focus on putting this in here. So if you go to our website, you can contact us at any time, and we will help you to book a time to speak to us. So great. So yeah, so please do that if you haven't got a chance to ask what you needed to ask, perhaps, or perhaps if you haven't had a chance to to give us your email address. So thank you so much, guys. I'm really, really, really appreciative, and I'm so excited that you are here, that you are looking to expand and create leverage in your business, and how you can bring a really fantastic transformational a transformational course and digital asset into your business. I love the fact that you're considering that and you're thinking about that. And Sigrid, I just see that you've asked, is 2 p.m. the earliest? What that's actually, the 2 p.m. is the earliest for a booking. Actually, what that's referring to is the time zone. So because we're running on a UK time zone, 2 p.m. in the US is actually 9 a.m. here. So if you book it in, are you where are you based? You're in Copenhagen, are you? If you book it in for, if you're able to change the time zone, there should be on the top right-hand corner, you should be able to see an option to change the time zone, which should make it make sense for you where you are. If not, then got it. You got it. Okay. Yes, you're in Copenhagen. Okay. Great. Okay. So yeah, so if you just that should now give you your times. The calendar is booked the calendar is actually booked in as the US time zone, as a default, so I need to change that. It's all one of the exciting things that you can basically do within Cartree. You know, it's just amazing. Okay, wonderful. All right. So as I say, I'm so pleased you guys clearly got some real value from this. I'm very, very excited that it's all resonating for you, and I'm really excited to talking more and connecting with you on Zoom. Of course, we will be having our calls on Zoom, so we can take things further and look to see how we can support you any further. So I think that brings us to a close. As I say, the Inluminance help desk is open anytime if we can support you. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much again. Wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are, a wonderful evening, and can't wait to speak to you again soon. Bye for now.